Welcome to Film Study, an all-American podcast with Lexi. I'm Lexi. Here, me, Carmen, and Hailey talk about episode 503, Feeling Myself. We review the episode, recap the episode, all of that good stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, rate the podcast 5 stars if you want, Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments, and if you like the episode, what you'd rate it, all of that good stuff. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna try to do this story as quickly as possible. But if anybody ever questions my dedication to this podcast, I have not eaten a meal today because I've been traveling and I'm now on the West Coast. Uh, and
Best
literally,
Coast.
yeah, West Coast, West Side. Literally got off my plane, headed to a work meeting, and then All American came on shortly after that, and I had to rush and do these podcasts because I'm working all week or for the beginning of the week. So yeah, dedication. Feeling myself. Hailey, what were your thoughts about this episode?
It was better than I expected it to be. It was so fun. For
What's
the
your
most part, it
rating?
was fun.
Yeah,
I'll give this for maybe an 8.
an 8.
That's me being
That's
generous,
solid.
though.
That's solid. What about you, Carmen?
The whole episode, maybe a 7.5, 7.5.
7.5.
You see, I gave it an extra point because the Jordala kiss. So, like,
That's why I was specific to say the whole episode. Yes, a 7. Now, Jordala, that's another rating.
I'm in a Jordala cloud right now.
Me
So,
too. I was like, I'm giving it a 9.
that's insane.
You're like,
Oh
that's too high.
wow! Oh wow! Mhm.
Well, you know
See,
what? And you know what? I'm docking. Actually, I'm ending up where you are, Hailey. I'm docking at a point. I would dock at a point and a half, but Jordala brings it up. I'm docking at a point because of Amina. I forgot that she was in this, this
Lord,
episode.
I wish I forgot too.
So, you know what? It's gonna be a 7.8. It's gonna be a
I'm
7.8
done.
for me
I'm done.
because I forgot about the whole preach Amina storyline. But no, back up to an 8 because it bleeds into the next episode. But let's get into it. let's start on Amina. Some random guy. First of all, let me start with this. When we saw Preach and Amina, my first reaction was, why are we seeing Amina?
Exactly.
Why is she here again?
Why
Why
is
is she
Preach
here?
here?
Why is she here?
Well, the thing is, it's just like I've gotten used to seeing Preach. Shout out Kareem, because he's like the adult version of JJ. I feel like he's become a central part of the
That's
cast.
terrible.
I'm gonna reserve my thoughts on that, but he's become a central part of the cast. And so I have come to accept that. And again, I think Kareem does an amazing job with it. But yeah, I was just like, he's fine in his role as like high school helper for Billy. But when I saw Amina on my screen, I was just like, no, God, no, please, please, no. The Office me.
I don't know why she's back for what. We did not need no
It's
storyline.
so interesting because Amina doesn't need to be with, like, her dad is not fit to raise her. So I don't get
No,
this whole storyline.
he's not. And so that's basically what we saw is that Preach got served because Amina was spending time with her grandparents and they asked for sole custody. Um, Darius, the new guy at Laura's firm, tells Coop and Preach that this case is going to be hard because he's a like convicted felon. And Laura essentially is just like, oh, you have to ask Amina who she wants to live with. So Coop talks to Amina. He doesn't even talk to Amina. Coop talks to Amina, asks her who she wants to live with, and she's like, oh, I want to stay here. And Darius is just like, oh yeah, we have a shot. We have a shot at joint custody.
Don't
But
skip
then Coop
over
gets,
Scoop telling that girl
I
she can
will,
make
I
sure.
will, I will, I will skip over.
Like, Coop, what is you doing? Shut up. How you gonna ensure
Well,
that
that's what
girl
I was
that?
saying. I was just like, Coop gets really upset because Darius is just like, we have a shot at joint custody. And Coop is like, oh, you don't know Preach like I do. And da 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 da. And Darius is like, well, neither does the judge. Neither does the judge. And so he asks her to let him do his job. Um, And Coop does not do that. She then goes to Billy to ask him for a character reference, which was so interesting because she told Patience that she couldn't talk about the case, but then she's blabbing about the case to Billy to ask for a character reference without Laura knowing. But Laura is there, obviously, and she's been peeping this sort of tension between Coop and Darius. And so at the end of the episode, she takes Coop off the case because she's too close to it.
As she
So,
should.
yeah,
As she
as she
should. She
should.
shouldn't even been on that case. Like, okay.
Exactly, exactly. And so I'm here for Laura putting Coop in her place, even though I do know that, and we'll talk about this more when we get to predictions, but, Coop is not going to stay out of it because that's not
Coop's ass gonna
Coop.
That's
overstep
not what
like
Coop
she always
does.
does.
No.
That's
Coop
not
will
what Coop does.
overstep her way in any situation
One
she
thing she
wants.
finna do is overstep, yes.
She needs to step and go another way. Just
She needs to step to college. Isn't that what she's supposed to be doing?
Need to step to college.
no. That's not what she gonna
And
do.
we'll see if she can do that. We'll talk about that when we get to predictions. Her and her GED. No offense to GED holders. My brother is a GED holder. Um so anyway, off from that storyline. Asher in this recruiting trip. So Coach Mr. Montez gives Asher his first recruiting assignment, and it's at Crenshaw High. And you know what? I don't know if they address that. Again, we're doing this pretty quickly after the episode aired, but it's probably because obviously he has connections to Billy. And so Billy messes with him a little bit. He's just like, butter me up, butter me up. Billy is always good for a little chuckle here
I'm
and there.
sorry.
A little
I
chuckle.
love Billy. I love
I know you
Billy.
do.
Yeah, outside of being a dad, he's great for most part.
I
Outside of
just
being
think
a
he's
dad.
so enjoyable. I don't know.
he's
He's
he's a
not
better
a good
coach
father.
than
He's
he
not a
is a
good father,
father.
though.
Exactly, or
That's why I
husband. He is
say
a better
outside of being a
coach than he is
father.
father or husband.
Well, it depends on
But
what child
Yeah.
you're talking about. He's an excellent father to Spencer. I don't care what you say.
that's
Oh
true.
God.
His only child.
His own and now Jabari apparently. So
And now Jabari. Exactly. Exactly. And so Asher or Billy is messing with Asher, and then Billy talks up Jabari to your point, Haley, and um Asher goes back from that trip very impressed with Jabari, and you just got the sense that, he's talking about Jabari's a really great weak side linebacker, which is JJ's position, and you get the sense that, oh, this man is about to give JJ's scholarship away.
Yes. Oh
Um
my gosh.
I know, and like I don't know the tension of that. I thought there was really, and that's why I rate it so highly an 8 as well, is because I feel like the tension between all of the characters felt
Asher,
very real.
Asher gonna need a new home. Asher gotta find somewhere to stay because he's gonna burn his bridge with everybody in the house. First it was Spencer,
yeah.
now JJ.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
All he
true.
has is Jordan.
And
Mm,
how long is that gonna last? We'll get to that.
exactly.
But uh
I hope
JJ
that.
shows up. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm finna say I hope his job pay him well because he gonna need a new place to live.
That's true. Very true. JJ shows up drunk, and Asher is pretty much done with JJ. He's just been partying all day. We saw JJ earlier going to the frat house, which he's been at all day, and shows up to Grace's little get together thing, drunk in a toga or something with beer stains. Um and so after seeing that display, uh Asher gives Coach Montez a call and then is just like, I just need 5 minutes of your time. And basically, at the end of the episode, they end up offering Jabari a full ride,
Mm,
and convince him to sort of graduate early in the spring. Now, I have my own thoughts about this, but before I get to my thoughts, I want to hear Carmen. You can take this bat first. What's your thoughts on this storyline?
that Asher's not gonna have no friends. Something's going on with JJ. I think more than just him partying. I think something is going on with JJ. Like I know JJ like to party, but it just seems like there's some more to the story.
Hmm.
Um, you just want a storyline with Asher, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. Haley, what about you?
I definitely think there's more to the story with JJ because I think they're gonna parallel it to him last season. at the Halloween party, where like
Mm,
he
yeah,
had that ending.
yeah. Or that story about his was it his uncle?
Yeah, the way that
Yeah,
Asher looks at JJ, like Asher looks at JJ like he's his drunk girlfriend at like a party.
yeah,
That's just
yeah.
sloppy. Like that's how
I
Asher
was
looks at
surprised at
JJ.
how fed up Asher was with
Right?
JJ.
Especially with his past. Like
Right.
Asher, he just got so much opinion now. Like, dude, you was the drunk kid not so long ago.
Yeah, and I actually again, I feel like this tension is really well done because though I definitely think JJ needs help and there's something deeper going on there, I at the same time, I don't want to say I can't fault, but Asher is so has been so focused on getting his own life together,
That part.
and impressing the coach, and he knows
Mhm.
JJ's background. We've heard him say like you know you don't need this scholarship, and you know he maybe there's some leftover resentment from JJ getting his scholarship and he couldn't play football, but like Asher is still paying his way through school and JJ is very privileged and we already know that he's not necessarily the NFL is not his goal. And so even
Mhm.
though I want Asher to be there as a friend for JJ and I hope that they start to show that, I don't think we'll see that for a while, but I hope that they start to show that. I can't, you know, be like, how is nobody noticing? Because I feel like everybody has their own thing going on. And is that a good thing? No, but I just don't. It's we
Yeah,
we saw it last
they're
season.
all
I
caught up
think.
in their own lives. They're
Yeah,
18, 19 years old.
True.
They have a lot going on.
right. And not everybody's gonna notice the signs. And I mean, I feel like that's a pattern, right? Can you expect these you know teenagers down they're young adults, but still teenagers to be acknowledging everything that's happening with their friends? It didn't happen for Liv. It didn't happen for Layla last season. Like I'm sure you know, there's so many other instances of people not necessarily knowing about what's going on below the surface, and so I'm excited to see how this storyline shakes out and who is going to be the first one to notice
So
things
do you
about.
guys think that what Asher, if he have, because I believe he have given JJ scholarship away, is he right or is he wrong for it?
I think he's doing his job. I think that he needs to learn how to balance being a friend. I think that he should have been upfront with him. Um, but he is doing his job.
Like I understood when he did to Spencer, because it's like, come on, let's be real. Him and Spencer's not really friends like that. But JJ, I think is a little different. Like they have more history as friends, actual friends, than
I think as a friend, no, he's not. But
Yeah.
as a recruiter, as a coach, yeah, I think he did his
yeah.
job.
It seems like he's gonna have to pick a side. It's like he got to pick a side
Yeah.
eventually.
Right. And I don't think it's like I cannot believe I'm defending Asher. But I also feel like Asher has done a lot for JJ over, you know, telling him to get a tutor, like being on him, telling him to and I'm not just talking about like within the past 3 episodes. I mean over the course of for the second half of season season 4. And even the first half of season 4 helping JJ because he wanted to uh be a quarterback and he was going to um when the college recruiters came, he was going to do the quarterback position. And he
Hmm.
was just like helping him out. And so I feel like yes, like we're taking this one moment of Asher being a sucky friend to JJ. Um but I don't think that erases everything that he's done for him, which is why I think this storyline is so hard because he is sucking as a friend right now, but he's also doing his job and he also has tried to help JJ in the past.
He's trying to find balance,
Yeah.
which is something that even Olivia is doing.
Everything you just pointed out though still like surrounds football, right? So it's like,
Mhm.
what is his friend look like? What does his friendship look like to JJ outside of football? Because yeah, he helped him when it comes to football, but outside of football, like, do he see him? Because I think that's what how JJ's feel like. Asher don't see him outside of football.
And that's fair. That's fair. I think that they're going to explore that later on down the line because they had that whole they're the writers are slowly but surely setting up this story, right? They had Spencer say that line yesterday about like or not yesterday, last
Yesterday.
season about the fact that, we don't you don't really let us in. And so like, we don't know much about you besides the fact that you are the party or the one that brings everybody together. So to your point, Carmen, not much outside of football. But I feel like that's everybody and not just Asher.
You mean everybody concerning JJ?
Yeah, everybody concerning JJ because they made a point to have Spencer say that. What was it? The Halloween episode? Or
Gotcha.
no, no, no. It was the whenever he wrote the essay. But to be fair, I think we're gonna start to learn more about who JJ is outside of football, what his aspirations are, and yeah, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, they're definitely leading up to it.
Yeah, and again, I'm excited to see where this storyline goes because I think it's really good conflict that they have with this particular storyline. Um Something that I have been excited to talk about. Listen, I never lose. I never lose. And I'm going to address this. I'm going to address this and not only to you, Hailey, because you've said it to me too, but typically my predictions are on point. Sometimes I don't even share my full predictions on the podcast because I just do these so quickly and I have guests on, so I don't have time to fully formulate my thoughts. But my DMs are evidence that I knew a second kiss was incoming.
Oh, we're gonna go to Jordala? Are you
We're
sure we
going
should
to
jump to Jordala
Jordala.
right now? You don't think we should say
Well,
Jordala?
first we're going to talk about the red carpet with patience.
Okay, okay, okay.
And
Don't get me
actually,
excited.
what
Don't get me
yeah,
excited.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna talk about the red carpet with patience. We gotta leave all of the Spolivia and Spolivia adjacent stuff till the end. Um, but yeah, Patience was sad about her career. I felt she said that she had an underperforming album and just that she didn't feel like she had a lot going on and she was just like like Liv and Coop are doing all these things and really really succeeding in their career and she was just like they're in their feeling myself era haha title. And she was just really getting down on herself. And so Layla was just like, well, you know, you have this Millennium Gold Gala to look forward to, and there's Balenciaga and Alexander McQueen dresses, and Gia pulled all these strings, which shout out Gia doing her job.
Thank
I love
God
to see
somebody is
people
doing their job.
literally. I was just like, patience, continue to learn. This is what somebody doing their job.
Oh, you're
Looks
so
like
nasty.
And I love patience, but let's be honest.
I'm happy they addressed it though because Patience, I want to know. I've always wondered how Patience like her album does well. Like I always wanted to know like what is the scope of her career look like right now.
Yeah, right, right. And it was actually sort of shocking if we could stay here for a second. It was sort of shocking to see her that down about herself uh at the top because I don't know, I just we've never seen patience in that light. Like she's always been very chill, go with the flow
Yeah.
um
yeah, everything's
in
gonna be
regards to her
okay.
career.
I would have loved to
Yeah.
have seen her have this conversation with like her parents.
Yeah.
Where is her
Yeah.
parents?
We
The
don't know.
world will never know.
We saw her dead once and never again.
That was
Um
it. That was it.
so but Layla, tried her
Wait,
best
no,
to
for real though. Outside of Spencer, it's all the Crenshaw kids don't have no parents that's actually on screen. Like, it's just,
well, we've seen Coop's mom quite a bit and she actually got a shout out in this episode.
Yeah, she got a
we
little
saw her
shout out.
like what, twice, 3 times?
No, we saw her a little. We saw her. I want to say at least
What?
four.
The last
I
time we
don't
saw
know.
her was in season 2.
Yeah,
And then we saw Coop's dad in episode 1 of season 4.
right, right.
I can't recall. I'll let y'all have it though.
He had no lines, so
Yeah. But compared to, you know, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we don't really see the Crenshaw kids as parents aside from
but we will
Spencer.
see that's Lost in Cafe, if anything.
Please.
Yes, we will.
I don't even want to talk about sloths. Which, by the way, I'll get to it when we get there. But yeah, we will see the Slossons Cafe. But anyway, so Layla is making her feel better. Jordan, who comes from helping out Liv for a brief second, is here as the dresses arrive. Um, and Patience is sort of trying on these outfits and everything. Jordan is keeping Layla company. He was keeping Layla company as Patience was trying on dresses.
Jordan is
Okay.
really one of the girls.
He is.
No, Jordan is just in the room because Layla's in the room. It got nothing to do with one of the girls. No, Jordan just think he's slick.
Okay.
Jordan is only in the room because Layla is in the room.
Okay.
He would not
Okay.
have
Here's
been
your
there.
Jordan Defense Brigade.
I can't believe
But
I even something nice about him. God,
I know you hate Jordan down,
not
but
anymore. But that's into the details.
but they have that cute little banter, and she's just like, "Oh, is this a setup for a sexist joke?" and like all of that stuff. Side
That was
note:
so cute.
Jordan, Jordan, it was really cute. Jordan was eating like Lay's chips, or he went to go get Lay's chips. I was very sad because again, I hadn't eaten anything all day, still haven't,
I'm done.
and
I'm done.
I purchased. Hold on, I purchased. This is a relevant story. I purchased a bag of Lay's to eat while I was watching the show after not having had anything. I dropped the Lays somewhere in the elevator, went back to go get them. They were gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, it was a rough day. It was a rough day, but you know what? Their banter made it better.
But
So,
the
Not the
kiss
Lay's chip
made up
story.
for it
I'm
though.
done.
the
I'm
banter made it
done.
better because
We did
then
not go into a
Jordan
Lay's chip story. I'm done.
because then Jordan was messing with Layla a little bit as Gia and Patience were talking, and Patience was still sort of like on edge about like, what do I do? And da 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 da. And wait, we're not actually going into the event. We're just paying to walk the red carpet, etc., etc., etc. And Jordan's just like, well, Layla can put on a Layla can put on a gown. She's gonna be there anyway. And she's just like, no. But after some
Jordan
prodding
just
from
wanted to see her wear a dress.
he did.
Yep.
He did.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So after some prodding from Jordan, Gia, and Patience, she was just like, fine. And then she turned to Jordan and she was just like, well, now you got me into this. Now you have to help me find a dress. Which was a nice little
Mhm.
callback to Jordan saying that he was stuck at the mall with Liv
But wait,
when they were
like if
younger.
they just want to spend time together, they need to just say that because
Let them have fun, Carmen.
like he's sitting here while Patience trying on dresses, and then she's like, "You got to go pick a dress out with me." Come on, y'all two, just y'all want to spend time together. Just say that. Everybody can
Oh
see it
my
at
god.
this point.
At this point, they can. At
At
this
this
point, they
Mhm.
point,
can.
they can because even Olivia noticed.
Right, and he hurried threw her off real quick. He was like, "I'll go with you."
Did he throw her off? I don't think so. So what happens
Olivia
is it will go.
was just like so caught up in what she was doing.
She was. Well, here's the thing. So again, we'll get back to Liv's end of that. Why she arrives to see Layla in the dress and Jordan. Which, by the way, this is also something I knew they were gonna have a montage of Grace trying on the wedding dresses and Layla trying on the red carpet dresses. I just felt it. And that's what we got. And that's what this is. I'm kidding. They said, I want to make history. So, shout out Debbie Ryan. Anyway, so so Layla is trying on dresses. Jordan is approving every single one of those dresses. As he
As he
should.
should.
As he
Because
should.
she looked good in every single one.
She did look good at every single one. And did you see the little mini catwalk? The little mini sachet that she did?
Mhm. Sitting there torturing my boy. I know. Go ahead.
Torturing. She was having
Torturing him.
fun with her boo. She was having fun with her man. She's just like, "Do you like this one?" No, I'm kidding.
I
And
have to
she know he was gonna
say
say yeah.
they were very Sethmer in that scene. Shout out to my Jordala Sethmer truthers.
Oh yeah,
They gave Sethmer.
yeah, they did. They did. They did. And it was really cute though because when she put on the dress that he eventually chose, uh, he was just like, "This is the one. This is definitely
I'm finna
the
say
one.
he choose every. I'm with Layla. He choose everyone, but I get it. At the end, he just made it known that no, this is it.
This is the one. This is the one." And I don't know. There was something like really cute about the way that he said that. I don't.
Yeah,
It got me.
he got so happy when he saw her.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cute. And then obviously there being them and just, all in love in the corner and Liv walks in. Um as we said, she peeped it though. Sam's facial expressions take me out
It was
every single
so
time.
funny. We need more scenes of just those three.
We do because like
I agree.
tell me Tell me you both caught that she looked at Layla this time because the last time we got her making that face at Jordan, but this time she was just like,
Mm.
"And
It
why
was
are
like,
you looking at my brother like that? Why are
and
you
he was
looking
like,
at my brother like that?"
he was like, I go with you. I go with you. And she was like, "Ugh, okay, I'll be in the car. He had to throw her
Well, that's
off.
the thing because she was just like, "Oh, I need you to come with me," and she was just like, "Oh," and she like
Yeah,
sort
she
of kind of
definitely
acknowledged
peeped
Layla in the
it, but
dress.
I don't think she thought much of it, but
It
I
stick.
think when she
Yeah, it
finds
didn't
out
stick.
it'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think because when she said, "Oh, do you have something better to do?" and they were just like sort of trying to brush it off, but those little just like those stares that they get at each other, she definitely peeped it on Layla's end this time,
I
which I
don't think
don't
she
think that
peeped it.
she.
I just think she felt like that they was up to something, but I don't think she actually peeped
she
that.
felt an energy."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
she
was
felt an
like they're
energy.
up to something, but it
I'm
was
not
like,
saying that she knows, but I'm just saying I feel like she, for the first time, she peeped it on Layla's end, uh, in Jordan's presence that we haven't seen before on screen.
I can agree with that.
nope.
Uh,
Okay.
no.
I don't think
Okay.
she peeked. I think she peeked something was off, but not like
I think you
like
got to go back and rewatch the scene.
suspicious of that.
She definitely peeped the energy.
It was like you know how like somebody you think two people up to something, but not like I don't think she put it together of something like romantic
I don't think she
wise.
put it together because she was so focused on her article, but
Yeah,
she
it was a quick
definitely,
scene. I think she just
yeah,
felt something was different.
yeah, she felt something was
Hmm.
different, but she definitely caught, I think she definitely caught the romantic vibes, even if she doesn't know it or it's like hit her fully yet.
Subconsciously,
Yeah,
Yeah, she
she
definitely
knows.
yeah.
felt something was off, but yeah, because he distracted her real quick
We're
with
just
her
going back and
story.
forth on Livegate. So let us know in the comments. Do you think Liv peeped it? I'm in the uh camp that she did, even if she's not necessarily putting two and two together at this moment because she has other things going on. And Carmen's in the no, she hasn't yet.
No, I'm in the she peeked something was going on in that moment, but not like romantic or like nothing like that. I don't
See,
think she peeked that.
I think she peeped the romantic vibes. I definitely think she peeped the romantic
Mm-mm.
vibes.
Okay, let us know in the comments what y'all think.
Let us know in the
I
comments.
agree with Lexi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um. So you said whatever. So and they had this, I actually think this was an excellent way of the writers to like basically catch the audience up on where Jordan and Layla are. But that whole little line from Jordan, where she's just like, "Oh, okay, I think it's fine." Like after he was just like, "Okay, I'll go with you," and she walked out. And he was just like, "Oh, that was close or whatever." And Layla was like, "Oh, what? She knows that we're friends." And she was just like, "Oh, but does she know that you're crushing on her brother, but like are afraid of the judgment from the vortex?" Like that whole line.
That was
And I was just
so
like, "Okay,
cute.
Mm,
okay, tease her then, tease her then."
she ain't deny it. She didn't
She did
deny it.
not deny it.
She did
She did
not.
not deny it. But so Patience and Layla go to the red carpet. They have a really good time. They end up
They
getting on the
looked
best dress.
beautiful.
They did, and they end up getting on the best dress list. their yeahs helped them out to smile and pose.
That was so
Uh,
funny.
because it was hilarious. I actually like laughed a little bit. But Mama Janelle over here texting Coop about her ex girlfriend. Hold on, what did y'all think about that? Janelle texting Coop about patience.
Does Janelle even like? Do they have a relationship?
I do
Yeah, I
not
mean,
know.
I assume so because she encouraged Coop at the cotillion and like went with Patience and Coop uh at the cotillion.
Janelle knows that nobody else will put up with Coop the way Patience does, so
It's
she wants
very
that.
true,
She wants them
honestly.
together desperately.
She was just like, "Look at your ex boo, getting on all the best dress lists." But yeah,
I
so
thought that
that'll
was cute
be.
though,
I thought it was a cute scene and a cute call out from Coop's mom.
and
But then
it's a nice reflection for them showing where Coop is in relation to her mother.
yeah, I agree, especially after, the original story and just how far they've
Yeah,
come, and I
I like
appreciate
that she
that.
has that.
Yeah, and a lot of these I feel like this season is doing a lot of callbacks to season 1 in different ways, to show the characters' growth over the course of the 5 seasons. And this is one of them, and I just appreciated that callback. I don't know, it was a little nostalgic for me for to Coop to be like, "My mom just text me, da da da, and you were on the best dress list."
I would just like to see Coop with her parents because she's aggravated everybody else's parents. Like, where's her parents? Do they not want nothing to do with her? Like,
That's so.
she trying to move out and move. Look, she tried to move out and move in Grace's house. Where is her parents? Like, where is this girl parents?
I'm not gonna speak on that.
Her parents don't want to live with her.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh.
Nobody does.
Um, but like I said, Patience and Coop have their first little conversation, and Coop is just like, "Oh yeah, you look great," da da da. But I was just like, "Why are you talking to her after you?"
Why are you talking to her like that? Like, okay, Coop.
Exactly. Like I
And where is
just
Sky?
It's just like stop. It reminded me, it was giving in a small way. It was giving Lucas and Peyton from One Tree Hill when he was just like, "Oh, he's like, you're too good for him." And it's just like, stop saying these things to me when we're not together anymore. And you have a whole
Especially
other
because she
girlfriend.
broke up with her.
Exactly. And it's just like, I don't know. I just did not like that Coop was trying to flirt with Patience
I
after.
would like Patience to find somebody else.
Right, and I think it was like a mutual breakup, but it was also, I think, Coop initiated the first one, and then
She
Coop went
did.
back, and then Coop, as we know in 420, went back to say, "Oh, we can take this." Patience was just like, "Oh, maybe if we take a trip," but they didn't know what it was, and Coop was just like, "Yeah, yeah, we're going on a trip," only to come back and be like, "Yeah, no, we're staying broken up." So I was just
Yeah,
like,
we're not
"Do
going. Yes.
not,
She's
do not
toxic. Coop is
play."
toxic. She's toxic.
Yeah, do
My
not play
patient deserve
Patience.
better.
She does. She really does. She
Mm.
do really, really does. Now, at the same time, Jordan put on a little suit for this engagement as well at Grace's little dress party thing. I don't know
Yes,
exactly
he
what it
did.
was. It was like
Yes,
a
he did.
bridal. I don't know.
I don't know what
Let's
that
It was
was.
just
That
a
was
let's
little
ooh
weird.
and
celebration
ah.
of
Let's
her.
ooh and ah out over the dress because you don't have friends.
Also, how did Spencer afford this?
I was very confused.
Because does Spencer
First of
have a
all, y'all ain't gonna
job?
come for Spencer Pockets. Y'all don't know what he got saved up. Y'all don't know his
Spencer
life.
saved up. Spencer has been broke this whole show. What do you mean?
He ain't been
He
He doesn't
saved
broke.
up
even
them
have a
coin.
car.
He
He
saved
doesn't
up
even
them
have a
coins from the
car.
hangout. He saved
He
up
ain't
them
been broke.
coins.
You listen. He got money. He got money. That's all you need to know.
He
Okay.
saved up the coins from the
And
hangout.
when he
But
don't got
anyway,
money, he got friends. And when he ain't got friends, people just
okay,
help. Okay.
okay. Anyway, somebody that we do know has money. Jordan put on a nice little black suit.
Jordan ain't got
And
no
we
money.
Yes, he does. He
His
has an
Yes, he
parents got
allowance.
does.
money.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
they
same
give him an
thing.
allowance. Yeah, that's like saying like Layla doesn't have money. Her parents have money.
But later make her own money.
Oh, all off of patience?
Yeah, I think Layla's
First
losing
of
money right
all,
now.
first of all, you're not.
Let's not
First of
forget.
all,
let's
Listen,
not forget her artists were Coop and Patience, not to
she got
mention
more
Layla.
artists. She got more
Not to
artists than them. What happened to that girl that rap? She got her too.
She does, but she's definitely an indie route. She literally they
She
made a
is
whole
singing
joke
at the
about it.
Slauson Cafe. She ain't making money off her either.
They upgraded the set once for Patience's
We
album
don't
release.
appreciate this. We don't appreciate
They
this.
said the album sales did not do well, as we know,
That
She's
and
not
they made
touring
a joke.
either.
They made a joke last episode that they don't even have a lobby. Like for Monica Records is the studio.
That is so sad.
so y'all
It's,
just gonna have a whole roasting session on my patient. I mean, on my
listen, everybody has to
Layla.
get it equally from me.
We are not
Everybody has to
roasting
get it equally
Layla.
from me.
We're just saying
We're
she's
just
not making
speaking
money.
facts. She's speaking facts. Anyway,
She got still
as
got
I was
money
trying,
from Coop. She still got money from Coop
no,
The
she
only
tour.
person that
didn't.
has a job that's
She
making money
literally
is
told
Olivia.
Coop, "I lost money on the tour."
Oh gosh. I
She
didn't even
was
much believe
like,
that when I said it. I didn't much believe that when I said it.
my goodness. So anyway, someone who does have money who dressed up Jordan, but we saw them in the little peripheral when Spencer and Liv was talking. We saw them dip out of the
They
little
were so
party.
sick. They were sick for that.
They were
There was so much going on in that scene, and you're gonna have them dip out in the back. Be for real.
What's so funny about that too is when they flashed to the two of them together, and it's not like this restaurant is like some like you could discreetly walk away. Like it's literally two gigantic gates. So I'm like, y'all really think
Exactly.
nobody saw y'all leave?
I think it's
Oh
at a
god.
point to where everybody knows that they're friends. Like them hanging out doesn't seem weird. So they're not gonna think anything of it. And
Okay.
Olivia was busy with Spencer.
Yes. I'm about to say the two
I
people that
think
would have noticed the most is was Busy talking.
I think it's also like it's that, but I think it's also that they're just like so in love that they
That
really don't even
they
like, yeah, it's like not even like
They're not
phasing
thinking.
them. They're not being careful
Because they're
anymore.
kissing out in the
exactly.
open. Like they're not
Literally,
Right?
thinking.
And listen though, but
literally.
if you notice the whole episode, they pretty much was not good at like they was not as secretive. Like it was like y'all know people is in the same room. Like
No, because
And
we
they've
can
Layla
never
see
had a
actually
y'all.
place.
can we say this though? They have never really been good at it's just been like that the vortex hasn't known, but they haven't exactly been like hiding it
No,
either.
but
Like,
Layla was way more discreet. Like she's definitely
Yes.
loosening up. Like
Yes.
Layla's at a place in their relationship where she's acknowledging her feelings.
oh
Before
yeah,
she
I
wasn't
agree.
doing that.
I totally agree. I think that they have reached. That's what I was saying. I was just like, I think that they're at a point where they just like don't care anymore. They were like like it was like a passive before. I think season 5 and the mistletoe. It was like at a passive like we're not really hiding it, but we're not being open either. But now they're definitely being open. Kissing across the street. Kissing
Right?
across
And
the
That was
open.
so
Like we can
that
It
was
was
see
so
y'all.
such a good kiss.
careless.
But
We
the
can
okay,
see y'all.
this the
Oh,
the talk at the beginning. The talk at the beginning where she's just like, "Oh, you dressed up for me," or whatever she said. Um and they just have this conversation. It felt like a conversation about nothing. It was just like, yeah, just
It
y'all
was
just
such
know
a
he
rom
had to
com
bring up he was
scene.
funny again.
exactly. He had to bring up this. She was just like, "Oh, I'm not doing this again." Da, da, da. And he was just like, "Oh, like, do you want to know what I'm thinking about?"
What, Jordan? What are you thinking about?
Soft pretzels. I'm kidding. I was like,
They have definitely crossed over that line of being more secretive. They not secretive at all. Like
Layla's
they not
just so
even.
smitten. It's so
she
funny.
is.
Yes.
It's so good to see because she like legitimately has never
Never in her life.
ever been this way.
We've never seen her so happy, so carefree with a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. No. Facts. And so I just loved it. He was just like, "Oh no, that's not what I'm thinking about." And she was just like, "Well, can you give me a hint at least?"
She a goner. She's a
That's
goner.
my new like, can you give me a hint at least?
That's your little voice. That's your
Yeah.
That's your Layla voice?
I haven't perfected it this time around. It's only been a couple hours, but yes.
She's a goner. At this point, we already know Jordan was a goner, but Layla, is this episode, she showed just how much she's a goner too.
Oh, this episode, I feel like she's been a goner before, but yes, definitely,
No,
definitely.
she's gone now. Like she's comfortable.
Yeah, it's
Once
like,
she's comfortable kissing him now. Like that's a different level.
did you see
You're
that
right.
kiss? It wasn't even a quick, like, okay, I'm gonna kiss you real quick for somebody to
Oh,
come.
they still would
They
have been
forgot,
kissing if JJ hadn't interrupted them.
right?
I still
Which,
can't
by the
believe JJ
way,
was the
the
first
kiss was
person
hot.
to
The
find
kiss
out.
was. I was just like, come through, second kiss.
No, my mouth dropped. I was not expecting that.
What? No, I was totally expecting the kiss just because of how All American has played like couple relationships before. So I was expecting the second kiss, but yeah, it was just like it felt like Layla was just like, all right, I'm tired of this. You my boo, you my man. Like
Right? Give me them lips. Right here.
literally, I've been wanting to do this since the last time we kissed. I've been wanting to do this since the mistletoe. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Jordan is
Yeah.
so funny because he was like, "I'm gonna wait." You didn't wait.
Technically,
No,
she
he
did kiss him
didn't.
this time, but he did not wait. He was all like, he went in for it. He went in
He
for it.
waited.
I
He
would
waited
definitely
a
say
day.
he leaned first.
He waited. He waited a couple hours.
No, he did not. Carmen, stop lying.
He never said how long he was gonna wait. Don't come for him. He never ate. If you assume
What?
that, if y'all assumed the wait was gonna be long, that's on y'all. We talk about
No,
Jordan. Jordan has no
he
patience.
literally said, you have to kiss me, but he made it incredible. He was just like, no, I'm gonna literally come like two
She could have
seconds from
walked
your
away. She
He
could have
was
walked away.
2 centimeters
literally
from your
planning that
face.
kiss. Like, what do you mean? He was planning that
Two
kiss.
centimeters from that 2 centimeters from your face so that you can kiss me.
Mm, She could have walked away. He walked away
Oh
from
my
her.
gosh.
She could have walked away.
Oh my word. Anyway, yes. So we're very excited, and I'm
Hmm.
very excited to get to the predictions. Also, this is kind of trippy because I'm on the West Coast and it's literally airing as we speak. So yes, that was them, and we'll get to that when we get to predictions. Um, dress shopping before we get to live. Grace schedules dress shopping. And she's just like, oh, none of my friends want to waste their day. And I was just like, AKA Grace, you don't have any
Grace,
friends.
you don't
You
have
don't.
friends.
As I said in the predictions.
I don't know why they didn't. Laura would have came. Laura would have went. Laura would have
No,
went.
no, that was too much.
First off,
That's asking too
no.
much of Laura. And then I was just like, I knew they were gonna try to get Denise because that's her only other friend. So Spencer tries to call her, and he's like, "Oh, da da da, Denise wants to be sexy, man, man, man." And I'm like, exactly why you don't deserve Denise.
See, Laura, okay, Grace and Spencer are so much alike in the sense that they're boring. To me. Like, no personality. Like, they're just one and the same.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm
Listen,
sorry. In hindsight, that scene was very cute. But, like,
it was
let's be
boring.
for
It's
real.
like you said. That scene was boring.
It
Let's.
was.
And who is this
Hmm?
heifer? Well, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna call her heifer.
It
Who is
was
this
like
girl?
trying to give Spencer alcohol. He's not even 19. Let's calm down.
Wait, okay, let's get to that because yeah. Grace, we mentioned that Grace tried on the dresses. Da da da. So she asked Spencer about his life, and he's like, "Oh, it's tough and confusing." Blah blah blah. That was up at the top. They're at the dress store, um, and Spencer is like talking to this girl, and I was just like, the girl looked familiar. A ton of people were saying it was like a Davita lookalike, but when I was
She looks
watching
nothing
this,
like Davita.
she looks nothing like Davita. But when I was watching this, I was just like, now why does this girl look like Condolences from Insecure, aka Condola, but nobody
She
called her the right name? And
does.
I
She
was just like,
does.
did casting do that on purpose? Because it's like, here you go, Aloysius, aka what's her name? I don't even remember her name. I wrote down
But
her wrong.
when I saw her, I was like, she's very. They got a very pretty
She's
actress for a
Condolences.
reason.
She's Aloysius. She's Aloysius. She's not a girl that is to be taken seriously.
Good, because I
No,
want her
because
out of
why are
here.
you chasing Spencer? Like, I'm sorry. I have to. Let's have some self respect. You're over 21 and you're chasing Spencer.
That was really confusing. Like her, and then like I mean, I don't know. Grace was just like, yeah, the champagne, da da da. But yeah, and then I was also confused about this, right? Like Grace is saying, like, oh, how are things with Liv, blah blah blah. The heavy feeling that you were talking about, that Spencer talked about, that's left over, that's called loss, etc., etc. You didn't just lose Liv, you lost the person you were with her. That's what how we got that line. Um, and Grace is like talking about him needing to uh essentially move on. Um and she
But
was just
hold
like,
on,
"Oh,
what was Grace talking about? What she mean?
but
He
that's
No,
what
took
I
because
what?
Grace
that's
is
what
a
I'm
nat.
Like,
saying."
what was she talking
I was
about?
like, this
But
is
that's hold on,
why.
but essentially move on, and she was just like, "Oh, I saw you flirting with that girl," and I was just like, "Is this the same Grace that literally what was it last episode?"
That was telling Billy, I'm
Literally,
disappointed. I'm sad.
literally, and I'm like, now you're trying to push your son to move on when last episode, which is not even that far in terms of the timeline, but you're telling him to like flirt with this random girl in some random dress shop. I did not appreciate that from
Grace want a
Grace.
Not at
discount.
all. Grace is so annoying. I'm sorry, I don't like
Grace
Grace.
is trying to get a discount. Y'all leave Grace alone.
And then I
No.
see. I
So
and I
she's
was
whoring
on her
out her
side.
son.
I
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
not worrying out her son. Um, but it was just crazy to me. And then what was it like? Oh, I feel like Spencer earned it. Da, 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 da. I was just like, girl, get out of my face. Get out of my face.
I need.
And then when
If
she said,
Laura was there, Laura would have been mad. I'm happy she
"Oh yeah,
wasn't there.
yeah,
Laura's the only one with loyalty in the parent show. Oh my
a
god,
thousand
just in the
percent."
parent group. I'm sorry, I got so mad.
1,000%. But essentially, then she's like talking to Spencer about moving on and saying, "Oh, you need to move on." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Girl, we don't even know you. Like, what are
Right?
you
You just
doing?"
eavesdropping. You just eavesdropping.
Exactly. It was so creepy. But did you peep the ominous music that they had in the background? Like they actually changed the song.
Yeah. Ugh.
No.
So it
Can we
was
just
like
talk about how Spencer was so like he's so self-absorbed.
How you talking about when he thought she wanted his autograph?
Yeah, like why would this random woman and like be for real, Spencer?
what did y'all think about the football with the number?
I thought that was stupid.
It was alright. It was alright.
I was
It
like
was
not
alright.
here for it. I was just like, okay, Spencer. Okay.
He was
Go
letting her
What
on.
happened to
go.
being sad? Like what happened to being sad? This is
Right.
It,
my question.
Spencer go through a couple emotions ever since last episode where one minute he's sad and then next minute he's trying to forget, and then but it's always someone encouraging him to like forget, like or move on, and that's what I think he tried to do is he tried to do what they advised him to do. It just doesn't stick.
Because if
Mm.
Spencer's gonna try and move on and then be all up in Olivia's face, that's insane to me.
Yeah,
Because he
and
don't want to
it
move
just
on. He's only trying to move on because Coop, his mom, JJ, everybody's telling him to move on.
well, let's not just put it all on them. I think like
I said what I
yes, you
said.
have a point. Okay.
Oh
Again,
god.
you have a point because there are other people pressuring to him to move on, but then it's like there's a part of him that I think also is driving this as well.
I said what I said.
And as an Olivia stan, I don't appreciate it at all. Get out
At
of her
all.
face if you're gonna go do this.
Liv just kind of encouraged him to move on tonight. So it's something.
Yeah,
It's
and
something
I
in the
mean that's
water.
okay for her to do because she was the one who
No,
had
it's
broken up
not.
with.
It's not
What?
okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get to Liv's part of
You
things.
let him be sad until
Enough.
you finish.
Oh my gosh. Enough about the dress shopping and the new girl Aloysius.
Also,
The
I
article
like
in the
that we were in a different place.
Yes, yes. And that's about to become a theme because we got a new coffee shop, which I was very happy about.
Oh,
But
I
that's not
almost
until the end.
cried when I saw it.
Literally. Um so anyway, Jordan and Liv are having a solo meeting. Spencer shows up and it's a little bit awkward. Um
Hold on. Can we just address that one thing before we move completely on? What was the speech about the champagne? What the world?
I addressed that. I said it was really weird cuz like we don't know you.
No, but
It
I'm
was
just talking
weird.
about the whole words. Like this, that's the best thing she came up with the champagne meaning. Like
She was just a thirsty girl. I don't know. There's nothing
it
more
was
more to
so
say about
like
that.
she could have said celebration. She could have said a whole lot of stuff. It was like, girl, what?
She was thirsty. I mean, that's what it was.
She should have drunk the champagne. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So Spencer shows up and it's awkward. And she was just like, "Oh, I was trying to respectfully keep you out of it." And Jordan dips, as we mentioned, to go help Layla. He was gonna come up
Jordan,
with any excuse. He was gonna come up with any excuse. He was just like, "Oh, I don't want to be in the middle of this." No, what he really
but
meant was, "I
wait,
gotta go see my girl."
like Jordan done told Spencer, didn't tell Liv, it didn't leave them there. Like I'm like, really, Jordan?
Jordan
Right.
was so
Really?
nasty for that.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right?
really.
Come
He
on,
was just
Jordan.
like, "Oh, I told Spencer about the Isaiah thing and da da da." I was just like, "Ugh, that's
Like
What
he
annoying."
could
happened
have
to
told her that
loyalty?
he
I'm
knew
so
Spencer was
like, why
coming.
are you telling her? Like, why
Yeah,
are you
why are you
telling him all
telling
of
her
his
article
business?
business? Right. And that's the thing is that, Liv explains what they have so far, which I thought was, people have been saying that Liv is immature, which I don't necessarily agree with, but whatever. People have been saying that Liv is immature and uh she like calmly explains what they have so far. And then Spencer is just like, "Oh, well, that's all you have?" And she was just like, "Well, we're not really in the poking holes phase yet." Which again is just like, I don't know. It's okay. Let me
I'm
just
so
explain the rest of the story.
Spencer's confusing me.
He is, and so
Because
anyway,
last
go ahead.
season he wasn't trying to listen to her about
Right.
anything she was saying, but now he wants to poke holes in the stuff. Like, you have to pick a side, and he's too wishy washy.
What do you think about that, Carmen? Carmen.
I'm here. I'm here.
Uh,
I'm here.
I was like,
I'm listening
did
to the
you leave?
madness. I'm
Oh
here.
my gosh.
I'm here.
So
He just trying. He was trying to give her from a different point of view. He was not. Listen, y'all gotta leave Spencer alone. Okay?
in Liv's words,
Spencer
he was
deserves
mansplaining.
lashings. I'm sorry,
In
Spencer.
Liv's words, he was mansplaining how to be a journalist. Um, and she was just like, "Listen, I'm gonna approach players the way I think." And yes, he gave some helpful things as she later admits to. But to be fair, again, she
The
didn't
way
even
he
know that
came off. Yeah.
yeah, she didn't even know that he knew about the article. It is her article. She's already experienced Billy trying to take it
He could
over.
have texted her.
Right. Spencer could have
No,
texted
no.
her.
Jordan should have told. Jordan around here
Okay,
telling everybody. He should have told.
yes,
He
Jordan
knew
should
that
have
boy was
told, but
coming.
also when Spencer was just like, "Oh, I heard."
No, no. Jordan should have told because it wasn't Jordan business to tell, and he told it. He should have told Liv that he told Spencer.
Spencer knew she would feel some type of way
I
about
th-
him showing up.
yeah, I think both of them should have given her a heads up. But
Maybe
anyway,
Jordan
I
should
just
never
feel like
said
she was
nothing.
okay.
Also, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Um, Olivia and Jordan at one point did not go past a certain point on the 405. Why are they in Slauson Cafe? Like, make it make sense to me.
Not the LA native.
Because it just doesn't make. Why are you live in Beverly Hills, so why are you driving all the way to Crenshaw to sit in a cafe with terrible lighting?
I
She could
I
have done
agree.
that at home.
I agree.
I
What
will
was
leave
this?
that
It
right
wasn't
where
like
it is.
wait, Alessa did it. No, because there was nobody else she was interviewed at the time. Yeah, there was no reason for them to be across that side of town.
I agree. I agree. That's all I'm gonna say. I agree. Um, so
You were saying how great Spencer is. You were saying how great he was. Yeah.
so Spencer is calling some people, and Liv is just not a fan of how he's doing the calls. And again, I already mentioned like, don't mansplain to me how I'm gonna be a journalist. He was like, bet, go ahead, do your story. And then that's when he mentions the fact that he has to go help Grace, or he doesn't say Grace, but he's like, "Oh, I got a thing in Lamert Park," which Liv I think assumes that it's a date type thing. But Liv re-enlists Jordan to help her, and Jordan sort of talks to her and says, "You can be a bit of a bull in a china shop." And he alludes to the fact that Liv beat him up when he was younger,
That's so funny.
which I think we all saw when she
We
dragged
can
him.
yeah,
She
it's
drug him off the
believable.
bed.
It's yeah. Yes. I was gonna say it's believable because we have seen her yeah,
Yeah.
beat her up, handle him some time.
Yes. Exactly.
And maybe, I can agree that, Spencer, I think his delivery sometimes is what caused the lash from Liv that he get. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Aggressive.
yeah, the way that yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
And
he get
I
that from her.
also think like they both have opportunities cuz Liv can be a bit of a bull in a china shop as well.
Yeah,
Um
for sure.
so that's what Jordan tells her. She ends up taking a different approach with this former player and is just like basically like, Garrett's using you and I want to hear your side. Um and so at the end, like I said, Spencer and Liv sort of they talk about the article. He congratulates her on getting a player, which I appreciated, right? Because that's, you know, him sort of seeing her and seeing,
Supporting her.
her, yeah, supporting her and supporting her in her career. And, Liv admits that Spencer helped her in different ways, and he admits I love this, he admits that he overstepped.
Thank
um
God.
and then this is what I love, because I think these are the clues that the writers are giving the audience for people don't that are not necessarily getting it. But he admits he overstepped, and he said, and she says something else, and he's like, oh, you don't have to apologize. And she said, oh, I wasn't actually, which I loved, because I think that is their dynamic, is that Liv ends up apologizing for things that she shouldn't apologize for. And there are things that she should apologize for, but I think oftentimes when it comes to Spencer, she ends up being apologetic for things that she doesn't need to be
Yeah,
apologetic
if this
for.
was season 1, Olivia would have never have done that.
Right. Right. Even if this was even if this was last season, right? When they were together,
Yeah.
she would have just like apologized and accepted it. And but the fact that she was just like, "Oh, well, actually I wasn't," was just, it was empowering to see, because it's like this is her voice, is that she felt like she had to sort of over explain herself. Um and he's
Yeah.
seeing that, like, oh, maybe I'm still overstepping a little bit. And so he was just like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to, you know, have this whole thing where I'm hurting you and not considering your feelings." And I love this conversation between the two of them, because she's just like, Liv says this, being around you right now just messes me up. And that sounded so real.
That was so self-aware of her, which
Yeah.
I don't think she would have been able to say a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
Olivia is not a very forthcoming person with how she feels. So even her saying that was like, "Oh, okay. Like you're becoming your own.
Mm,
You're
yeah.
you're growing."
And I think like forthcoming to Spencer especially. And so just her admitting like being around you messes me up, and she was like, "Oh, you don't have to swoop in to save the day, even if you piss me off or hurt me. That's on me now."
Yeah.
I know,
I
right?
I loved that conversation. Again, like, sometimes I get on the writers for being a little cheesy, but I felt like that conversation felt so real for a couple that had still loves each other and has just broken up.
It
Yeah,
was so sad.
at first I was debating on how I felt about it, but I think I like it.
Mm. Um, and so at the end of the episode, Isaiah sort of talks to Spencer and says like, "Oh, the other player won't ever play again." And then he has that scene where he tells Liv like that Garrett told him and taught him and practice how to like injure the other player. And again, like, it was exciting to get that breakthrough of the story, but it was equally as exciting to get a new cafe.
Not this cafe.
I was just
No, no,
like,
no, no, no.
finally!
I jumped up
I
and
screamed.
down
I screamed.
because finally we are in a place where there's lighting. We see the outside. It
Yes.
was I
It
was just
reminded
so
me of that
happy.
season 1 cafe that Layla and Liv went to for their project, but like updated
Oh,
and
Yes.
yeah.
modern. And I was just like, again, it was giving me season 1 feels. It was just like they're making points to like, okay, we don't always have to, the hangout is gone. It's never coming back. But like they're making points to be like, okay, we don't need to be at Slossons every single scene, which I loved.
Why is the hangout gone completely? I mean, sausage. It's
Oh, because we don't see Beverly High anymore, and it was close to Beverly High.
Because they want to embrace
College life.
it's
um No,
But we still
they
see
want to embrace
Slauson.
Crenshaw.
I'm about to say we still see everything Crenshaw. We even see Crenshaw High.
But yeah, well, and that's what they do want to embrace Crenshaw, and it's also like Beverly is no more. As soon as they moved Spencer back to Crenshaw, it was like goodbye,
Just
goodbye, Beverly
But we
sis.
still saw, even after Spencer moved back, we still saw
No,
the
I know, but
hangout.
post high school is basically what I mean.
we saw the
Yeah.
hangout last time in like episode 2 of season 4, right?
Yeah, and I think they were still in high school, right? We haven't seen it since they
Yeah.
Since
graduated
they
high
moved
school.
out.
Spencer hasn't had a
saying,
job since.
that's because they got all the Beverly Hill kids hanging out at Crenshaw.
I just want to shout out to whichever writer pitched the new location, because I just read a book
God
on
bless you.
what it means to be in a writer's room, and I learned a lot. I will probably be bringing some of those tidbits here. But yeah, so shout out to you, Robert, if that was you who you wrote the episode. So if you pitched the new location for the coffee shop, shout out to you. And it probably was him because it's his episode. But yeah, that was that. On to predictions. Thanks for listening to Film Study, an All American podcast, and stay tuned for our predictions.